Hey, welcome back. 324 week of Children's Sunday School. You got Steve and me. Hey, everybody. Alright, you know how we start these out. Eli, Harrison, Claire, I'm going to need you to help me. We got this unit verse. It's Psalms 119:34. Help me understand your instruction, and I will obey it, follow it with all my heart. That's Psalms 119:34. That's our unit verse. Kelsey, Olivia, Sadie, when I see you, you should be able to repeat that verse back to me, okay?
And Sadie and Olivia, I know where your grandmother lives, so I may ask you to recite it for me.
And chicken nuggets, 10 piece.
Yeah, for my house.
20 pieces.
Do a 20 piece, 10 for him, 10 for me.
20 pieces. So we're going to start with our story. And guess who we talking about this week? It's Fabio. Fabio.
They don't know who Fabio is.
Long hair, the fan blowing. No, it's Samson and Delilah. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Samson and Delilah. So Steve's going to read our story to us.
Okay, this comes out of Judges 13 through 16. Samson chose revenge. An angel spoke to Samson's parents before Samson was born. The angel said, "Your son will be set apart for God's service. You must never cut his hair. He will begin to save Israel from the powerful Philistines." When Samson was grown, he met a Philistine woman and demanded his parents, "Get her for me as a wife. I want her." On the way to the woman's town, God's Spirit gave Samson great power. A young lion charged at Samson. Samson tore the lion apart with his bare hands. Dude, he must have been strong.
He was.
He must work out at the Heflin gym out there.
Heflin gym. Mm-hmm.
At Samson's wedding, he told some of the Philistines a riddle about the lion. Do you know what the riddle was?
I do not. I do not know what the riddle is.
It was knock knock.
Who's there?
Lion.
Lion who?
I'm alive, get out of here. I'll be here all week. The Philistines convinced Samson's bride to tell the riddle to tell the riddle's answer, which was not, "I'm lying, get out of here." And Samson was furious. He killed 30 Philistine men. When Samson's new bride was given away to another man, he angrily burned down the Philistines' fields. Sometime later, Samson fell in love with Delilah, another Philistine woman. Each Philistine leader offered Delilah 1,100 pieces of silver if she could reveal the secret of Samson's great strength. Over and over, Delilah begged Samson for his secret. Finally, Samson gave in. He said, "My hair must never be cut." He admitted it was his source. "It is the source of my strength." When Samson fell asleep, Delilah called the men to cut his hair. Then she cried, "Samson, the Philistines are here." Samson did not realize his strength was gone. The Philistines captured Samson, blinded him, and forced him to grind grain in prison. The Philistines gathered in their temple to honor their false god. That's little G-O-D. "Our God has handed over our enemy," the Philistines said. They called for Samson to be brought out so that they could make fun of him. With help, Samson braced himself against the pillars of the temple. He prayed, "God, remember me, strengthen me just once more." Samson pushed with all his strength, and the temple collapsed. As Samson died, he killed more Philistines than he had ever done in his life.
So Cheris, Jonas, and Nathan, I grew up with your dad. I watched him put stuff together. You know, the first thing he did, he would take the instructions out and throw them away.
And you know what? He probably still does that.
Probably still does. But anything with multiple parts to put together, you've got to have the instructions or it's going to fail. When you put somebody, you try to ride that bicycle or you put a baby in the crib, it's just going to fall apart with you. Well, God had a plan for Samson. His plan was that he was going to begin to save Israel from the powerful, Palestinians, yeah. It's like Sloppy Joe's or something, I don't know.
It's been a long weekend.
But Samson didn't listen to the plan. You know, the first thing was, don't cut his hair. Well, his mom and daddy listened to that. Samson didn't cut his hair. He got his strength from his hair. He was strong, he was mighty.
He didn't have to go to Great Clips.
He didn't go to Great Clips. No Great Clips. None whatsoever. You know, he was judge over Israel for 20 years. Samson's purpose was to deliver Israel from decades of Palestine rule. If only Samson had embraced God's instructions and calling on his life, things would have been different. He fell in love with one woman, but she went to another man. So what did he do? He got mad. He burned some fields down. He told a riddle. They answered the riddle. He got even madder. He killed 1,000 Palestine men with a donkey's jawbone. If you don't know what a jawbone is, feel right here on your bottom right here. That's your jawbone. He used the donkeys.
But you figure a donkey's jawbone's probably going to be about that big.
Probably They do that a lot, so they build up a lot of strength. Still rejecting God's instructions, he called for another Palestine wife. It was Delilah. Well, you know, the men in town, they said, hey, we'll give you 1,100 silver pieces if you'll tell us his strength. Over and over and over, she kept asking, what is your strength, Samson?
It's kind of like when you guys want something, you keep asking over and over and over again. Kind of, I want to go to the store, I want some candy, I want this, it's always constantly asking it. And that's what she did.
Yeah, Harrison. Hey, Mom.
Mom.
Can I? Mom. Yeah. Like that.
Like that.
So finally, he trusts her and he goes, it's my hair. It's never been cut. That is my strength. Well, what does Delilah do? She says, cha-ching, pay me the money. Well, she gets the money and calls the men over and they cut Samson's hair off. He loses all strength. So James, Ella, Kendall, what if you're super strong like Superman or Hulk, and then you cut your hair and it's all gone one day? Wow, that'd be sad. Samson was sad. You know, they blinded him. They put him to work. He pushed a big rock around and he grinded corn, grinded down into flour. Well, one day the Palestinians said, bring him out so we can make fun of him. We want to ridicule him and all that. Well, Samson, he stood in between two pillars and put his hands on the pillars and he prayed to God. He said, hey God, do you remember me? Please give me strength one more time. And God did. He listened to his prayer and he answered it. Samson pushed the whole temple in. It collapsed on Samson. It collapsed on the Palestinian men. And it ended their rule in Israel. He killed more men that one day than he had in his entire life. Well, that was our story. That was the review of our story. So you know what time it is? Dialing for dollars.
Game time!
Trivia night. Come on, Captain Bean. You got to help us answer these, all right? First question. What special purpose did God have for Samson? Oh, I think I answered this when we first started. To be Fabio of the Bible. To put a big fan so he would blow his hair and go, ooh, it's not butter. It's not butter.
It's not butter.
Yeah. I think that's why God called him to be that way.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I see, can't believe. That ain't right. Can't.
No. It was to begin to save Israel from the Palestinians.
to begin to save Israel from Palestine. So God let this lady, man, have a baby. And God knew right when the baby was born, before the baby was born, what this gentleman would do. You want to know something else that's a miracle? God knows what you're going to do when you grow up. He already knew before you were born. I can't imagine that. That goes like in one ear and out the other. It doesn't stick around up there. I mean, it's just something hard for me to believe. So question number 2. Kelsey Hunt, help me. What did an angel tell Samson's parents never to do?
I got this one.
Yes, sir.
There's 2 possible correct answers.
2 possible.
Don't feed them after midnight.
But that's it. Don't feed them after.
And the other one is you're only allowed to purchase one thing at Walmart per trip.
Hey, Mama, I need them shoes. Mama, I need to throw it. One thing, and then you gotta get out. No, they said don't cut his hair.
So close.
Yeah, the hair with his strength. Long flocks. No highlights, no nothing. No perms. Just a rock. He took a rock every morning to wipe it back out of his eye.
But it had little like teeth in
Teeth would, yeah.
to make it to style it
yeah.
with the gel and stuff.
You know, long hair, strength, walking down the road, line jumps out, and Samson just rips him apart.
What if he walked around like a man bun?
He may have the one that's sticking out
Yeah.
right there, yeah. So, I couldn't imagine. I'd scream louder than a line of roar if one jumped out. Question number 3, who's got me? What about Layla? What happened after the Palestine wedding guests solved Samson's riddle? What happened after they solved his riddle?
They went to the reception.
They did. They went to the reception. They had cake, more cake,
And ice cream.
and ice cream. I had ice cream last night.
Lucky.
I know. It wasn't no good. No, he killed 30 Palestinians, and later he got agitated more and burned their fields. He burned their fields, their vineyards. He burned everything. Wow. All because they guessed the answer to a riddle. He wasn't listening to what God called him to. What did the Palestinians offer Delilah? Wait a minute. Why did the Palestinians offer Delilah silver? Remember they offered her 1,100 silver pieces? Why did they offer her silver? I know. I got this one.
Because they offered to give her the reward card number for the gas station so she could get cheaper gas at the gas station.
They didn't have cars back then. No, the real answer is they wanted the secret of what they put in. I can't believe it's not called butter, to make it taste like butter with the Fabio guy on it. That's why they were paying her to get money. No, we're both wrong. Come on, you gotta help us out. To reveal Samson's secret.
I'm not kidding.
I know, it's hard. We even reviewed.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. It takes me 3 or 4 days to review, study for a test and all that. So they wanted to know his strength so that he couldn't rule them anymore. What caused Samson to lose his strength? Effing gym closed due to COVID-19.
Drank too many Red Bulls.
It gives you wings. No, you remember? He told Delilah that my hair had never been cut. That was his strength. So when Samson fell asleep, Delilah called the Great Clips and said, I need a hookup. And they came over and they shaved his hair.
Curbside service.
Curbside service on Great Clips. So they cut his hair and his strength was gone. So, alright, last one. This is big bucks right here. Come on, no whammies. How did God use Samson? How did God finally end up using Samson? Olivia, Sadie, I know you know this answers on this one. Huh? How did God finally use Samson?
If you don't get this answer right, you have to be here next week to film the class.
So everybody better get it right. You remember? He put his hands on the pillars and he prayed to God. He said, God, give me strength one more time. And he pushed the temple in on himself, and he killed more Palestinians that day than any day that he lived. So that's how he finally did what God called him to do when he was a little baby. So I'm glad you joined us. I'm glad everybody out there in the video world joined us for the Samson and Delilah. Remember, you little boys and little girls, don't cut your hair. You may wind up with big, powerful strength. But if mom and dad says cut your hair, you say yes ma'am, no ma'am.
And cut it.
And cut it, okay? All right, until next week, Steve, Michael, we say bye.